Imagine a scene beyond human comprehension. At the height of a biblical war, as the skies tremble and nations fall, an angel descends from heaven, sent by divine command to deliver the kingdom of Judah from destruction. This is not just a story of battle. It is the story of faith, divine power, and the unstoppable hand of God moving in history. Before this celestial messenger stands an army of 185,000 fierce Assyrian warriors, unbeatable, relentless, driven by pride and conquest. Their king, Sennacherib, believes victory is certain. And within the walls of Jerusalem, King Hezekiah, surrounded and desperate, lifts his voice in prayer. He calls upon the only one who can save his people. And heaven answers. But to understand this moment of divine intervention, we must return to the beginning, to the days when Hezekiah ascended the throne of Judah. Hezekiah, son of Ahaz, became king at only 25 years old. He inherited a kingdom lost in idolatry and corruption. His father, King Ahaz, had turned the people away from the one true God, filling Jerusalem with altars to foreign deities and closing the doors of the Lord's temple. The land was spiritually ruined. Yet Hezekiah was different. From the moment he wore the crown, his heart burned with a holy fire. He was determined to restore Judah's faith, to bring his people back to God. With boldness and conviction, he summoned the priests and Levites. He ordered the temple of Jerusalem to be cleansed from every trace of idolatry. The work was immense, the sacred courts were defiled, the holy vessels covered in dust and sin. But they labored tirelessly until the temple was pure once more. Then, for the first time since the days of Solomon, Hezekiah called all of Judah to celebrate the Passover. Thousands gathered. Sacrifices were offered. Tears fell. And the covenant between God and his people was renewed. That day marked a turning point, a new spiritual dawn for Judah. The people turned from idols and returned to the living God. But among the relics of Israel's past stood an old reminder. The bronze serpent Moses had lifted in the desert, the Nehushtan. Once a symbol of healing and obedience, it had become an idol of superstition. The people burned incense before it, forgetting the one who gave it meaning. Hezekiah would not allow such corruption to continue. He ordered the bronze serpent destroyed, declaring before all Judah that no object, no symbol, not even one made by divine instruction, could take the place of the Almighty. This act was both radical and righteous. It marked Hezekiah as a true reformer and a fearless man of faith. But even as Hezekiah restored worship, a dark cloud gathered on the horizon. Assyria, the greatest empire of the age, was advancing. Its king, Sennacherib, was feared by nations, his armies known for cruelty and conquest. Soon his forces marched toward Judah, conquering every fortified city in their path. Only Jerusalem remained. At first, Hezekiah tried diplomacy. He sent tribute silver and gold from the temple to buy peace. But pride knows no mercy. Sennacherib wanted not gold, but glory. He surrounded Jerusalem and sent a message filled with arrogance and blasphemy, mocking Hezekiah's trust in God and promising to destroy the city. Hezekiah read the letter and tore his garments in grief. Then he carried the scroll into the temple, spread it before the Lord, and prayed. His prayer was not for pride, but for God's glory. He said, "O Lord, the God of Israel, you alone are God over all the kingdoms of the earth. Hear, O Lord, and see. Deliver us, that all the kingdoms of the world may know that you alone are God." God heard. Through his prophet Isaiah, he sent a message of unshakable hope. "Do not fear the words of the king of Assyria. He shall not enter this city. By the way he came, by the same way he shall return." That night, as silence fell over the besieged city, heaven moved. The angel of the Lord descended into the Assyrian camp. Before dawn, 185,000 soldiers lay dead. Not a sword was raised by Judah. The victory belonged to God alone. When the survivors awoke, terror filled their hearts. Sennacherib fled back to his land in shame, his pride broken, his might shattered. Years later, he would die by the sword of his own sons. Thus ended the reign of the man who defied the God of Israel. Judah was saved not by armies, not by walls, but by faith and divine power. Hezekiah's prayer had unleashed heaven's hand, and the people of Jerusalem learned that no force on earth can stand against the will of God. But the story of Hezekiah did not end there. Later in his life, he fell gravely ill, so ill that even the prophet Isaiah told him to prepare for death. Yet again, Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed with tears. And once more, God answered. He added 15 years to his life and gave a miraculous sign. The shadow on the sundial of Ahaz moved backward 10 degrees. Even time itself obeyed the voice of God. For 29 years, Hezekiah ruled with wisdom, faith, and humility. He rebuilt Jerusalem's walls, strengthened its defenses, and left behind a legacy of devotion. Though his son Manasseh would later lead Judah astray, Hezekiah's story remains a testament to the power of faith and obedience. This is not just history, it is revelation. It shows that even in the face of overwhelming odds, when the enemy seems unstoppable, God still reigns. He still defends. He still delivers. When faith meets obedience, miracles follow. And like Hezekiah, those who trust in the Lord will see that no army, no king, no power on earth can stand against the one who holds heaven and earth in his hands. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe, leave your like, and share it with someone who needs to be reminded that God still fights for his people. Stay strong in faith. Until next time, God bless you.